Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 39th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition. I'm going to go around the table and have my players introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Arun and in the Get a Fenris.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle. He's 18, a Philodox, and has found his purpose with a Garu. He's known as Guards Low, Child of Gaia.
Hi, I'm George. I play Roy, also Mindscape. He is a Ragabosh and is working with part of the Star Seekers.
Gazers.
Stargazers.
Hi, I'm Jade, and I play Morgan Trevelyan. She's a Galliard of Fianna, also known as Bloodsinger.
And to all 76 people who supposedly listen to this, Jade is running her own game on Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday at 8 p.m. British summertime.
Ooh.
So if you're awake, then check that out. Anyway, after your revelation in the warehouse about the tainted drugs and the Umbrella 6 that is getting put into the meat supply, you all reconvene towards the bottom of the warehouse and begin to share notes.
Oh, right. So this is right after we were talking to the... Not right after, but after we talked to the giant Bane.
Yeah. So what did you guys find out?
A lot of these drugs are being donated and sent to hospitals in poorer regions in other countries.
Yeah.
Specifically ones that are too poor to actually look into anything if drugs don't work.
So were those the tainted drugs?
No, they're the more tainted drugs. All of the drugs are have some amount of taint, like each shipment does, but the ones that are going to the poorer countries have a higher concentration of taint.
Okay. Well, Jade, or not Jade, but Morgan, do you want to tell him what we found, or do you want me to?
Do you know what?
My mind is still blown.
I think your mind is less blown than mine, so I'm gonna let you take the stage for once. You know, I always take the stage. Why don't you do it?
That's your job, though. So
It's not always my job.
not always. So to cut the long story short, people take said tainted drug. There is another drug that's pumped through meats. So the meat supply chemical mixed with the taint that they take from the medicine kind of merges together, and it awakens the spirit inside of them.
Do we know if it has any effects outside of obviously appearing to be extremely corrupted?
That I'm not sure. All I know is that the taint itself seems extremely corrupted, but just from that fact alone, it would be corrupted, dormant spirits that are being held inside of people, and the tainted meat that is also being pushed through in large quantities will awaken said spirits, and I don't know what will happen after that. That right there is beyond me. All I know is that it's bad, and doing anything will just... You're fucked if you do, you're fucked if you don't.
Reminds me of the horse meat scandal, but worse.
So, do I know anything about, like, what might happen if a Bane is awakened inside someone?
Yes, it would likely start to possess them and convert them into a Fomori.
Okay. And, did you guys find out if these are completely innocuous otherwise? Both the pills and the meat, if you haven't taken the other?
Yeah, if you don't take both, then it doesn't really do anything, because you need the tainted meat, the chemical in the meat, to awaken the dormant spirit, the dormant Bane. And with the dormant Bane, I'm assuming you could probably still awaken the Bane through other means, but the tainted meat would be a more physical and hands-off approach, which is probably what people want.
That makes sense. And then I guess final question: if they don't eat the meat fast enough, will the Bane like pass?
That again is a good question.
Okay.
You and I both have the exact same information. I
No,
just
that
kind of
you're
have
right. You're right.
it just with interview. Yeah, it's essentially, I could go into much more detail about it, but yeah, long story short is that the chemical is a dormant bane in the pain drugs, and the awakening chemical is in the antibiotics pushed into the meat supply. So we just need to figure out what we need to do, because we either need to fuck one way or fuck the other. And I don't know which way is the better call.
Well, we can destroy the. Well, we can basically, destroy some of the medicine, even though it will almost certainly kill people.
You also have to. We also have to think, what will this do, politically speaking? Because, out of character, what was the Pentex? Pentex can spin this into positive PR for them.
Oh, for the donations in general?
Yeah, and then it'll just make the people backing them stronger.
We can maybe.
There's more to it than just what's up front. And
Well,
I don't
of
know
course,
if we
but-
have the knowledge or foresight.
I mean, even if we destroyed all of this medication, and they couldn't donate it, they could probably just as easily just build up another batch next month.
And
Like,
what would it do to crap. I had something and now I can't think of it. Sorry.
All good. That shit happens to me all the time.
But I think we can at least help mitigate the damage. So if we destroy the taint in these, we can possibly anonymously contact the person who suggested this donation and tell him that, like, maybe we can go for it seems like some placebos or bottles that contain only placebos slipped in to the shipment, and if he actually cares about this, he would probably try and do something about it, whether that was in the media or, through his own power. And if he doesn't, then it's probably just a ploy to get these pills into more hands, and he's probably someone that we should take out in general. So I think it could provide us good information regardless.
Are we in the physical realm, or are we in the
You're still in the Umbra.
Oh, wait, I still have can I pull out my cell phone that's connected to me
Yes.
and call the
Oh God. I forgot.
And can I call the Sept, the Glasswalker Sept?
You can.
I will choose to do that and throw them on speaker.
That makes sense. Also,
Makes a lot of sense.
these shipments are heading out like tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we only have while we're here essentially to make the decision. So it's great you have that phone. God, I wish.
You remembered?
Yeah.
It's all right. I just remembered myself.
The phone rings twice as you hear the click. And fights on rooftops.
This is Mindscape. We're at the Pentex location now, and boy, do we have some information for you.
Lay it on me.
Long story short, 2 chemicals shipping out to across the globe. One is dormant spirits or dormant banes. Second is another chemical that awakens said banes.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
We're kind of stuck at a crossroads.
Okay.
Do we destroy the entire medication, even though it's all for good, or do we, let it be and clean up the mess later?
Oh shit, that's a heavy one. Oh, how long do we have?
We have until
Tomorrow morning.
about 5 to 8 hours.
Oh, shit.
If
All
we
right.
destroy the pills, like in the Umbra, the Bane, it will destroy, make ineffective all of the pills within that bottle, but not all of the pills. So some of them would still be good.
Okay. That's good. That'll cause a bit of suffering, but I don't think that's this. Okay.
I'm kind of leaning towards letting the pills ship out and cleaning up the mess, because that mess can be much smaller than mass casualties if they don't get that medicine.
Yeah, but I don't want to damn someone to having a spirit override their will and turn them into a monster.
Well, we can maybe look into the tainted meat. I don't know if that's being shipped out currently, because that's a whole different facility.
Okay.
So
No,
that's a route.
It's a route. It's a risky route, though. High risk, high reward.
If we go after the tainted meat, I mean, if if this meat is so prolific, also we'd have to destroy a lot of it, and we could cause a lot of suffering in other ways, like starvation, particularly in these other countries.
Yeah.
In the U.S., there's always more, but not so for some of the countries they're donating to.
Yeah. Destroy the pills. I'm not going to let worm beasts run rampant, knowing that we had a chance to stop them at the source.
Hard to say no to that.
All right. I agree with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good job, everyone.
I don't know how good that is, but we'll take it.
You take the fight that you take the fight that you're given. We'll be sure to see you get some renowns when you get back.
Well, we should be back in a little while. See you soon.
Bye. Click.
Bye.
The sweet satisfaction of calling someone at in the wee hours. Love
It's
it.
been a while.
It's been a while. It's so good.
Yeah, but she's
Also,
been awake.
I will say the sweet satisfaction of not having to make this decision.
That's fair too.
Oh my god, I don't think I could make this decision.
No, it was easy. Just do it. Also, you don't know our history.
Yeah, it's not our
We
first
like
time.
calling people at roughly 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a thing.
Well, I have a phone. You can call me.
But it wouldn't be as fun because you are not a higher rank.
Yet.
At all.
You just stop there. You were punching.
Yep.
She will annihilate you, and I will
Again.
laugh.
Again. Cora held back and punched last time.
Continuing.
I think my favorite part of this whole expedition is wow, this is a morally complex situation. I'm going to let someone else take over.
I mean, this is the decision I wanted to make, so
Yep.
I feel vindicated. So
Yep.
To be honest, this is not the decision I wanted to make.
Tough cookies.
sucks.
But again, this is why I'm glad that I did not make this decision, because I was okay with both.
All right. So, gotta destroy them. Are we going to set it ablaze?
No, we should do it so that some of the pills make it out and help people at least. I think.
How are we going to make sure that there
I
are
don't
no...
think-
No.
It's gonna
Like
be possible.
we by destroying the Banes that. Oh God,
That you could see in the Umbra.
That's fair. Okay.
It destroys all of those pills in that container,
Okay.
but the rest should be okay. Which might not be a lot, but I think it's better than nothing. Especially if we do the rumor afterwards that says like some of the pills might not be effective. They might actually test them.
Yeah.
But how soon will that rumor get out fast enough to stop the shipment? I just say destroy everything.
Not stopping the shipment. if the shipment still goes out, but the hospitals test them for potency, then they might actually be able to still use some of them and know which ones are bad. It's a long shot, but I think we might save thousands of lives that would otherwise die.
I hate how you're speaking logically, and yet I don't agree with you.
I suppose we could let all of them die
Look,
and take the risk that, like, maybe someone else will donate something.
this is America, isn't it? People donate for the dumbest reasons.
But these other countries aren't America.
No, but this is America that's donating. That's what I'm getting at.
Well,
We'll try it your way. See if that works out. But we only have a couple hours. So if this doesn't work, we have to either set the whole place ablaze and run, or it's a failed mission, even though we were given time.
I mean, is it feasible for us to do this, Keegan?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm gonna stick with that for my vote if we're voting.
I think you're being very logical, so let's do that. All right.
You go through, you destroy the tainted banes, you see the corruption literally leak out of them and dissipate, and you can hear the wheezing and the coughing of the spirit as the pills that surrounded the bane go bad and just as inert as those banes used to be. It's long, it's arduous, it takes a couple hours, but you are done, and you are allowed to return to the Sept. Tired, wary, as you begin to stumble back to your own rooms.
Sleepy time.
Really. Bed. I have never been so happy.
I am not happy. I will make that known. I am not happy.
Such is the life of a Garu. Good night.
Well.
You don't
That
have
was
to be
pretty
happy.
great.
Just save Gaia.
And so you all go to sleep. Morgan,
Yes.
in the middle of the night,
Oh no.
your eyes are open as you see your home Sept. It seems to be the middle of winter. The trees are all around, and there's a fire pit like the moots that you remember going to before disobeying your father to wander the world. On a log, you see an old woman you hadn't seen since you were but a little girl. Your grandmother, simply sitting and facing the fire.
Highly suspicious. Even for a dream. I am going to wander over to little dear old grandmama and just plonk myself next to her.
She's sitting down. Something's wrong with her. As she takes a deep breath, her voice like steel, like you remember. And she says simply, "It'll see further than we expected soon." As she turns to you and you notice that her eyes are missing. Empty sockets filled with blood that seem to weep down the side of her face.
Have you done something, Grandma? 'Cause you seem to be missing your eyes.
Yes. We can't
Yeah,
see
you
we can't see as far in the homeland anymore, little Morgan.
So, taking away your eyes will help you see what further?
No. It's seeing. It took our eyes. It's coming. We're becoming blind, one by one, like fires blowing out.
I don't think I got the memo. But what's coming?
As she just sighs, as she places her hand on your cheek in what is an attempt at being comforting, and she just goes, "Oh, my sweet little Morgan, how I wish I could stand beside you when it came," as the blood wells in one of her sockets and forms a singular eye of pure crimson. His eye will open soon, and he will consume all. With that, the fire goes out, and the Karen is plunged into darkness.
Very good thing I'm not scared of the dark. Otherwise, this would be really, really scary. Also, it's a dream, so...
I can't see a goddamn thing.
You hear off in the distance.
I'm just looking around in the dark like, I can see absolutely nothing.
You do have
But
a
now
gift
it-
that could help.
I do have a gift. Can I use heightened senses, please?
You can. The area becomes a dim, deep gray. You see a familiar friend. It's Roy.
Yeah, this is definitely a dream. Roy would definitely not be here. I maneuver my way towards Roy.
You begin to maneuver towards Roy as you tap him.
Hello?
What are you doing in my dream?
They're getting bold, attacking in the middle of the day now.
As you start hearing howls and yips, the calling sign of black spiral dancers is beginning to close in around you.
No. Why? Well, I guess this is for me to deal with, because let's be honest, it's my dream, so nobody else is going to help me, right? And I just kind of look around like, anyone gonna deny, prove me wrong? No? Okay, just me.
You'll notice Roy turns oddly and looks you square in the eye, even though it's pitch dark, and he'll say, "You can count on me."
Well, that's not what I was expecting, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, I can kind of expect you to help in the physical world. I wasn't really expecting you to say yes, you'd help in my dream. So that's nice. Okay, so there's two of us. How many of them are there, though, is the question.
You hear an uncounted, an unknown number. Certainly more than the two of you.
No, that's not what I wanted to hear. What I wanted to hear was maybe one. That is more than one, and thus more than I would like to deal with. I take it there are no exit points.
I mean, you're out in the wilderness, so you do hear one call out going. You have, once again, pitch black as you hear one of them going. You have half an hour. We will attack at noon.
Just kind of call back. Why half an hour?
You can dance the spiral if you decide to give up now.
Thank you. Think I'd rather not. I don't want to dance that dance. Also, I don't dance, I sing.
Missing the forest for the trees.
This is why Roy's in your dream. Are you sure you weren't supposed to be a Ragabosh at some point?
Do you know what? I could have been anything I wanted to be, but I chose to be what I am. Which is awesome, but, Okay. Playtime's over. How do we go about this without dying? Even though it is a dream. I just look at Roy like, anything? Do you have any ideas, any plans? Because honestly, I'm not one for plotting the fights. I just kind of finish them.
All I know is it is after he consumes the sun.
Okay, well it's pitch black right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so has he not already consumed the sun, technically, because it's pitch black?
After Roy says his line and your little quip, the sky begins to fill with an eerie crimson light. Roy is gone.
Ah, no, Roy, come back.
That's the first time I've heard that.
And the last time you'll probably hear it too.
As you hear the howl of another familiar voice.
We should have brought him to the stars. Malcolm said we should have. Damn the others.
Am I on like some weird TV show where am I being punked? Is that what's happening right now? Why is everyone in my dream? I am very confused.
It's almost like the noon sun with your heightened senses as you see Cora laying next to a rock, injured, her left leg shattered and torn completely off, and her right arm mangled, an eye missing, her lips torn to bits on one side, her fangs hanging out with dribbles of saliva and blood dripping as she talks to herself.
I'm just gonna go up to her and be like, you okay about the fact that you are, and I gesture to all of her.
He could have been saved. Why did we have to make him our enemy?
Make who your enemy? Again, I didn't get the memo.
Cora's
Make who
eyes
your enemy.
flutter. Cora's eyes flutter and close as she dies, and you hear a howl, deep and terrible, a rumble. Not in the distance, entirely too close. You turn as you see a great Krynos on the horizon. It dwarfs any other Krynos you've ever seen in your life, as its eyes burst into balefire.
What the hell?
It steps forward as the ice and snow melt beneath its tracks, and the trees all ignite in the same green flames that have been known to dance upon the edges of the labyrinth itself. You're temporarily blinded as your heightened senses are overexposed by this sudden burst of light.
Crap. Crappity crap. I am now actively looking for exit points. Literally just like, where is the safest place to run to?
As you start looking around, the thing is closer than before now. It doesn't seem to have a physical form, its body like shadows, its eyes like emeralds in the dark, as it begins to move quickly, and is right upon you, its hand outstretched, ready to grip you.
Nope. I need to find a way to leave very quickly.
You awaken.
Uh-oh. Oh, good.
In your bed.
I just kind of like, I kind of sit up and like look down myself, pat my body, like pat around my face, like, do I still have eyes? What the F?
Your forearm hurts a bit. It's the same place where the thing reached at you.
No. Just like, no. Dreams are supposed to stay in your head. They're not supposed to come true or hurt you. Why? And I just kind of like roll out of bed, really sluggishly, like,
Roy, you are awoken by why dreams are supposed to stay in your head.
Are you sure that wasn't just a nightmare?
Well, either way, look what it did to my arm.
One word is also synonymic for, it also shares a common similarity with alcohol.
I am just staring at you like...
Spirits.
But why, though?
Visions. I don't know why you, though. What'd you see?
Neither. Oh, boy. That is definitely something that needs to be unpacked with copious amounts of bacon and probably a cup of tea.
I was
because
say spirits, but you know.
No, I think I've had enough spirits for now. In fact, this might actually put me off drinking for a bit. Well, that's not going to put me off drinking. But this is definitely a cup of tea, bacon sandwich kind of situation. Also, might want to get the others because, well, you were in it. And Cora was in it. Kyle wasn't, probably for the best, because...
He's kind of a judgy asshole.
He's kind of a judgy asshole.
Yeah. Am I still judging?
No, your judginess ended around the time that you guys got back together.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So Melvin has informed you, he knocks on your door, and he goes, "Excuse me. I have to go to the spirit world. I need to do a bit of communion with them after what I saw yesterday."
Well, that's That's cool. Do you want to tell them to not invade my dreams, please, while you're there? That would be great. Thanks.
He just gives you a confused look and goes, I will be back soon.
We will be here for you. Probably, hopefully. I don't know what we're doing. But have fun, good luck, don't die.
We'll come get you if we need you.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Cora, Kyle,
Yep.
you hear a bit of a ruckus in the hallway.
Uh,
How long have we been asleep for?
You guys had a full 8 hours.
All right. I'll tumble out of bed and go investigate.
grumbly investigate.
As you see Death-Seen leaving, and there is Morgan and Mindscape standing in the hall, being loud.
What are you doing? There are
Breakfast.
sleeping people.
Well, I'm just gonna say curtly, breakfast, bacon, tea, go. And I'm just gonna walk off.
Cora's gonna
Yeah, they'll
glare, like, fuck you talking to me like you can tell me what to do? God damn.
It's because he
Fucking-
likes you. It's cute,
Yeah,
because I really am waiting for you to kick his ass, but, you know.
fucking bullshit.
Anyway,
Soon, I'm sure.
breakfast. Breakfast. I've got fun things to tell you about what happens when I go to sleep and spirits decide to show me shit.
Anything good?
It needs to be unpacked over bacon sandwiches and a good cup of tea. Trust me on this.
And in the distance you
Alright.
hear, and that's what I said.
Yeah, but they don't like listening to you.
Who would?
I know. I've had to travel with them for so very long now, and I have developed the talent of selective hearing. You will too eventually if he decides to stick around long enough till, you know, he either gets a date with Cora or she kills him. One of the two.
There's that one Shadow Lord, Judge of Doom,
Right.
drawing his glaive. Okay, so you guys go to the break room. There is already the Continental there, brought in by several kinfolk chefs.
Bacon, bacon, bacon. And Morgan
do know
literally adds, as she goes, she just ladles the plate full of bacon.
You do notice that there is significantly more bacon today than there was the first night you stayed.
It's like they know. Oh, that's just great. I wonder if they've improved the tea situation.
This is America, probably not.
I can live in hope, okay?
I was gonna say it's in the harbor.
This is Denver.
It's in it's in the water somewhere. All right.
Mm.
It was an America joke.
Yes, I know.
So you all have your packed up plates as you begin to sit around the same table.
So,
So Morgan, unpack your dream/nightmare.
Oh boy. Well, let's see. So I started off back home, and dear old grandmama was there, and yeah, she was missing her eyes. Which is really weird because when I left her, she had eyes. Or the last time I saw her, she had eyes anyway. And she mentioned something about something was coming, and you know, we couldn't see. It took her eyes, and then she was like, "Oh, I wish I could stand with you when it came." Then it went real dark, like pitch black dark, couldn't see a thing. For some reason, Roy was in my dream. Real weird. And he too kind of mentioned some stuff that was really weird and didn't really make sense. And you were there as well, Cora. You were missing a leg, I think it was. And you were mentioning something about you should have tried to save him. Yeah. something, something is coming, something. Oh my god, that is a big boy on the hill coming towards me. Ow, it touched me. That's why my arm still hurts. And, yeah, something's coming. That's what I got from this entire situation. Weird, creepy, eye-related thing.
Weird.
Yeah.
Sounds like a vision.
Yeah, what I want to know is, why me? Because I am probably the worst person you could give a vision to, for the exact reason of, listen to how I just recanted that to you. Did any of that actually make sense?
Well, it's because you're still tired. That's why it doesn't make sense. You got to go through it step by step, word for word, scene by scene.
I mean, that was as good as an explanation as you would probably get.
Well, wait though. What do you mean your arm still hurts?
I just kind of like show them my arm, like.
There is a
the-
red handprint on her arm.
Yeah, some weird big boy, and I'm talking big, huge,
Okay,
bigger than
can-
we've ever seen touch me.
Can you describe this said big boy?
He was he
Big
red?
and he's a
Keegan?
boy.
Yeah,
was a
he was big and a boy.
He was a shadow.
Yeah, he was a shadow. There we go.
Like a shadow of what though? Like a bird?
Oh no, he was definitely Krynos.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
big shadowy Krynos went to try and grab me, and he left a good mark.
This feels like Thurge work.
Yes.
Feels like something invaded my beauty rest, and I'm not okay with that.
Sounds like we need to talk to a Thurge.
Thankfully, that's not my job.
Is it not? Are you sure? Are you sure it's not your job? Could it be your job?
Last I checked.
Damn. Okay. I don't know what else to take from this other than, yeah, that was pretty fucked
Sounds
up.
like a vision.
Was there like a name or a phrase that they used?
The only thing that really got repeated a lot was just "it's coming." Like I don't remember them saying like a name or anything. Oh no, I remember there was Black Spiral dancers as well. Not physically there, but like they were in the distance. There were a lot of them. I think they said they were gonna attack at noon, which was kind of weird because I'm pretty sure at the start of my dream it was noon. Morgan just grabs a handful of bacon, just shoves it in her face, like thinking.
I don't know shit about dreams.
We've
Or
never,
visions.
we've never been good with visions. We just go ask somebody.
Is there anyone here we could ask about it?
There are Thurges here. It depends. Do you want a Glasswalker Thurge or a Stargazer Thurge?
We could call our home sept and get a Thurge we have spoken to before. Because somebody has a cell phone.
Well, you can do that, though. Remember, Kyle has court in like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
I mean, I don't think it really matters which one we call, as long as they give us an answer, right? Or can we ask both of them?
You could ask both of them.
They might have different interpretations.
Yeah,
Can't hurt.
sure.
Collects with interest, starts walking up. Guards the low.
Collects with interest.
Are you ready? We have the office almost ready for the proceedings.
I believe so, yes.
Good. We expect you in 30 minutes. Judges should be early, obviously.
Of course. Thank you.
Of course.
Alright. We gotta get this done fast.
I mean, I probably won't stick around for hearing the Thurge's opinion on it. I'll just need to hear from you guys.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
I figure we have to finish breakfast still.
Yeah, you guys kind of wolf it down.
Oh my goodness.
And then,
A shame.
before heading off, you see several glasswalkers and stargazers coming together, getting ready for something, likely the trial. When you see one of the young glasswalkers that you got, Cora, that you guys bumped into when you were heading into the city proper the first time.
Is that do I recognize them as a third?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hey. What was
Hey.
their name?
Threadweaver.
Threadweaver, yes. Perfect. Threadweaver, you're a third, correct?
I am.
Would you mind interpreting a vision?
I was hoping to catch the trial, but sure, I think I can do that. You guys have a talent to help for the trouble?
I think so. Let me find my stuff real quick. Like an innie, I didn't take it out.
I would provide the talent, but I have none.
Yes, I have a Gaia's breath. Is that sufficient?
That's more than sufficient. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Come this way. We'll go into the Stargazer's meditation room. I find that it's very nice for spiritual matters.
Perfect.
As you go over, it's the nice Zen garden with a bit of water flowing continuously. As Threadweaver takes a seat and motions for Morgan to do the same.
I just sort of slump down in the chair like, I'm so tired.
A spiritual experience can be a bit draining.
Yeah, you don't say. Ugh.
Tell me about your vision.
In the shortest form possible. Something is coming. Black spiral dancers. Attack at noon. Giant Krynos shadow form that did this, and I point to the mark on my arm, as I was trying to retreat with style. Missing eyes because whatever is coming took their eyes and people couldn't see. Also, Cora next to me was there saying something about should have protected them or should have something. They were also injured and kind of died in front of me, which was,
Oh, thanks.
you're welcome. I knew it was a dream, so I wasn't as worried as I'd be if you were dying in front of me, like now, for example. Yeah. All I got from this entire thing was something is coming. Oh boy, that is a big boy on the hill. He's shadowy AF.
I see.
Yeah. I could write a great song about this.
I have no doubt. Perhaps we should actually step sideways into the Umbra. It'll help.
Fair.
Hey, you think it'll help?
I do. Come to the pool. As you see the water, it does give a nice reflective shine as he passes into the Umbra and waits for you to follow him.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. The character and the player are both tired. What a shock. We roll get into the Umbra, yeah.
Yep, you roll Gnosis
Yeah.
to get into the Umbra. It's
Yeah.
difficulty 4 here.
4, thank you.
Are we all going, or did he just invite?
He invited all of you.
All right.
Well, I'll just go with Morgan's roll.
Yep, because you guys are part of the same pack, so.
Yep.
4.
Instantaneously shift over.
I'm tired, but I can still move.
And 30 seconds for Cora.
Yep.
As you pass through, the area is larger in the Umbra. The stones are cleaner, and there seems to be true bamboo growing here in the Umbra, as well as various other plants and things like that. There are fish, spirits, and other animals and butterflies and the like, creating an even more serene sort of feel as the man-made waterfall of the office becomes much larger, more naturalistic, as it seems to be a blend of technology and nature all in one.
Well, this is odd.
The Umbra shows the significance we give to things. And this room has much significance to the stargazers. They've cultivated it. I respect them for it. It's not easy to do in the city.
No, it's cool. I like it. You are correct in that it is interesting and difficult to do.
All right, as he walks over, as there are two stones large enough to sit on, and he takes a seat. Oh, good, they left some of the stuff here.
I guess I'll plonk myself on another stone.
Yeah, it's Thurge things. I gotta get into Thurge mood. He takes a
Do you
deep
need
breath.
do you need like a cup of tea for that, or do you need some essential oils?
Some do that. He goes, these are some stuff we use for visions. They've been enhanced using spirits and rites. It might be able to help with you. From my understanding, things of smoke and shadow tend to be things that are either on the other side of the gauntlet in dreams or shadows of things to come. So perhaps the creature that came for you does not exist yet.
I kind of hope it doesn't exist, because if that thing already exists, boy, are we in for some major shitstorms.
I suppose so. Well, as you see him pull out a little bit of fire and starts lighting a small bowl of the drugs, we can commune together and try and share a vision, if that is acceptable.
Yeah, sure. If you want to try and delve into this with me, please be my guest.
All right, let's, as he starts looking at it, he's like, let's get the dosing right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's talking to himself and goes, so we'll need this. Shit, the stargazers always are so damn imprecise, moving my scales. And as you see him, like, with tweezers, to the gram. All right, and as he's getting very precise and going, we'll have to do this, and then I'm hoping to summon a weaver spirit to try and catch some of what you see. Is that all right?
Yeah. Do you know what? I have no idea what is acceptable. Just do your thing. You know, you have free reign. I
Good.
have no input on this.
I've heard many of the country tribes have biases against spiders.
I mean, it's a spider.
I did not want to overstep my bounds. Let me summon that first, and then we will partake. Are the other two prepared to have a spider look inside their head?
Spoke with one in the Umbra not 10 hours ago.
I suppose. Though it wasn't my vision.
No, but you will see some of it, and you may get a unique perspective.
Very well.
Meanwhile, Kyle, you are entering the courtroom.
Wonderful.
With collects with interest, and let's see, wasn't gazes from afar, was it?
I believe
Yeah, it was-
it is, because that's
yeah,
the Stargazer Philodox.
Yep, gazes from afar as they sit down in their chairs. You do notice gazes is a bit uncomfortable in the more businessy style. Businessy style kind of setting. As he takes a deep breath, seeming to center himself, collects with interest, leans over to you and goes, "You'll have to call them in."
Oh man, out of character. I'm wondering, like, how official does that have to sound?
Given everything you know about Glasswalkers.
Well, then I'll lean over and whisper to him, "Is there a phrase that should be used?"
You want to call the defendant and the prosecution first. Call them by their official titles. If they're above you in station, Rhea is typically acceptable.
Okay, and out of character, they are both above me in station, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And he meant one at a time?
Yeah, call the defendant first and then call the prosecution.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. Kyle has, like, never been in real court either, I don't think. All right. This is really fucking weird. All right. I'll call the defendant Rhea to
His name.
Oh shit. That makes sense.
Would you like to use your mulligan?
Absolutely. I maybe want to fuck this up more before I use my mulligan. No, okay, yes, I will absolutely use my mulligan on this. Okay, yeah, so I'll mulligan and then say, leads as steel, Rhea, if you please.
The door opens as you see the Elder Philodox. He carries himself in a fine, well over $1,000 suit. He walks over with a briefcase under his arm, sits down calmly, and places it on the table in front of him. As he nods and speaks out, "Honorable Tribunal, Carl Leeds of Steel, Elder of the Glasswalkers, sits ready to defend himself and prove his innocence before the eyes of Gaia."
And Ironwinter Rhea.
She enters along with Eyes to the Heavens next to her. As they stand, she bows and sits. Eyes to the Heavens speaks out and goes, "The prosecution will speak here. I mark Eyes to the Heavens Kim. Stand here to be the prosecution in place of Angela Ironwinter Ivanova." As he takes a seat, collects with interest, whispers, "Simply call the jury next."
And now, the jury, please.
The jury enter single file and take their seats. Collects with interest, stands and goes, "We are here to hear of the unjust killing of Hugo by Carson Leeds as Steel. I, collect with interest, along with Shen Gazes from afar, will be assistants to the Honorable Philodox, Kyle guards the low, who preside over these hearings. He will call each side to present evidence and to make their case." As he sits down and nods at you, "Honorable guards the low, it is your time to speak. Call which side you wish to speak first with opening arguments."
The defense, please.
Carson stands up, takes a deep breath, and goes, My friends, my fellow Garu, that I am here speaks to the justified anger of Ironwinter. But while her feelings are justified, this action is not. One of the great laws of Lintony are wherever it dwells and whenever it breeds, as well as ye shall take no action to allow a Karen to be violated. If I had moved slower and Hugo was truly worm-tainted, his very presence could have weakened this Karen. Doing that would have been a greater violation than simply his life. The deception was clever, and the death of Hugo was tragic. But if he was truly worm-tainted, which all things seem to point to, I acted justly. The mere presence of a worm beast could have eroded the spiritual strength of this place, and that it would be my fault to do so. And if it was, that would be a crime worthy of death. Thank you. As he sits.
And and now the prosecution.
Eyes to the heavens stands up, nods. His suit isn't as fine, but he seems to have a bit more confidence in himself. As he goes, my friends, I will not mince words. Our illustrious elder leads a steel. Let his rage take him. Yes, the Karen could have been violated. There is no doubt there. But for Hugo, someone who has aided us for years, to suddenly turn, did that not spark any curiosity? Did that not spark greater judgment from one who would lead this place? Who is supposed to be one of Gaia's, who sees both sides, who is truly the representation of the half moon? No, I would say not. He could have had this kinfolk taken off Karen grounds, using a plethora of resources we have here, so that we don't kill every intruder and bring humanity down upon us. He could have extended that same courtesy to the now sadly departed Hugo, but he didn't. And because of that, it was a clear lack of leadership or the ability to get to the root cause of any issue. And as a consequence, he killed kin unjustly and has proven that it is worthy of some sort of compensation and punishment. My opening argument is over. As he sits down. And so, meanwhile, back in the spirit world, after about a few minutes, Threadweaver has summoned a Weaver spirit. It is a spider-like spirit with a security camera for a head, with a metallic, mechanical body hanging over. It threads a bit of silk above you and hangs above its camera, gazing down towards the center above you. I think we're ready to get started.
Okay. What do you need me to do?
As he lights the bowl and he goes, take a breath, a deep breath of the smoke.
Oh, cool. It's like, you know what? Never mind. I just pick the bowl up and take a big whiff.
As he takes it and hands it next to Roy.
Roy.
Oh, Roy.
Oh, sorry. My mic was muted. I said I take the biggest whiff.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And then finally he hands it to Cora.
Yeah, she takes a nice long breath in.
And he does as well. You all feel yourselves plunge backwards and crash into ice-cold water. Before awakening, Cora, you see an old woman grabbing Morgan by the face. Morgan, it's your grandmother. She's shaking and holding you there.
Oh, Grandma.
The eye will open, the eye will open, the eye will open, as you see her face actually split horizontally.
Jesus Christ.
It's not a good look.
As it rips open, as blood and gore splashes in all directions, splattering on Cora and Roy's faces.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys.
As you see a great crimson eye sitting in the blackness of space, swirling like a galaxy.
Cora cocks her head to the side. Wasn't there a giant red star? No, never mind.
As the head collapses in on itself, Cora, you hear something in the back of your mind. It's from a long time ago. Back when you were but a simple Cleoth. And
Gracious.
when you found an entire dead sept.
Ah, yes.
As you simply hear, twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Oh,
How I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a ruby in the sky.
Oh, God.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are.
Cora's body gets chills. Literal chills.
Your grandmother is gone. And you see your cairn burning, fire raining from the sky. As you see family members and friends fighting as spirits seem to be walking this physical realm.
I just kind of look out at the chaos that's happening and give the biggest sigh. Why can't this just be a nice vision? Why does this have to be? And I just gesture to the chaos.
As you feel yourselves getting pulled away rapidly as you're gesturing, as your arms get flung in front of you, as you feel the G's pulling you. As you see something mechanical, monstrous, as an amalgamation of every technology that ever was and is to be, in a fetal position, hanging above what appears to be a research station. As you hear Threadweaver going, "No fucking way.
Is that the Weaver?
No, As it turns its head, and great blue eyes open and look at you. In a deep and mechanical voice, you simply hear, "I am coming.
Oh,
I
shit.
will save you."
What?
Gone again as you are all landing. You are all in a strange forest, though Cora, you recognize it. It's the forest land around your home sept.
Oh, I know where we are.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Where are we?
Home. This is home. In
This-
your vision, for some reason.
Yeah. I'm starting to think this isn't just my vision.
I think us taking it all at once and the spider's silk has tainted the vision somehow, and it's connecting us to it, and it's taking our own experiences. Cora, you see Malcolm in front of you. So he puts as he leans over you,
Ugh.
as he's looking at you. Cora,
Ugh.
you don't like Malcolm?
Wait, which Malcolm?
Big Malcolm.
Oh, Big Malcolm. Never mind. No, we like Malcolm. I'm sorry.
It's just like, wow, your racism against metas finally shows.
As soon as Kyle's not in the room.
No, we like Malcolm. I was hearing Maxwell for some reason.
It's an M. Close enough.
Malcolm.
Cora,
Malcolm.
she's pregnant.
Wait, who?
You know, as he cuts off and you're all back in Morgan's home sept.
Wait. No, we gotta go back.
Like we know how to control this. This is like taking acid right now.
As you see smoke beginning to form of several Fianna spirits, their eyes all missing. Many ancestors.
That's not good.
Several of them disappear in puffs of smoke and blood, but others turn as you see them going into the mounds that surround the cairn. The mounds that your grandmother told you when you were but a little girl were the mounds of heroes, where the greatest of Fianna lived and were buried. The mounds break open as you see their flesh re-knitting together, and they howl out.
Sounds awesome.
Morgan's just stood there, kind of like. Okay, nope. Right, cool.
As you see
Forget-
one
yep.
turn, as they look at you, they look familiar. There's the certain kind of family resemblance, maybe a century or two removed.
Hey.
Ah, yes, it's my ancestors here to shame me for being a disappointment.
You were never a disappointment. You carry a burden on yourself.
I'm just like looking like, what?
You think you're a disappointment.
No, I think I'm awesome. But go ahead.
As the spirit simply goes, you will have to find a pack. A true pack.
I'm sorry, are you saying that the Infernal Alphas are not a real pack?
I'm saying that you have to transcend the walls you've built as it vanishes.
But I like my walls.
Cora, you see Malcolm breathing heavily, bloody, gashes across his face and Krynos
No.
as he looks at you and goes, he could have been saved, Cora. He could have, as you see the shadowy claw of shadow and smoke rip through, as you see the emerald eyes looking at you. The ground around you, all of you, explodes into balefire.
Well,
Who? Who, Malcolm? Malcolm.
As he just leans over, he slides off the bloodied shadows as the thing looks at you, Cora, and begins to march forward.
I see the shadow.
It's
Are
the
we
same
ready for
shadow.
I'm just like,
And with
and I
that,
start licking it.
you feel something scaly wrap around all of you
No.
and pulls you away as you are wrapped in the tail of Chimera.
Oh my god.
This is one wild ride.
Like,
Crazy.
this is definitely stronger than the usual narcotics that get passed around at a concert.
And the Chimera places you upon a mountain as he looks at you, Roy.
What?
He's your totem spirit. He's the totem of the Stargazers.
Okay.
And he goes, you have found one way to open your mind, but you use it as a crutch. Learn the many paths, and perhaps you will find some form of enlightenment to help the ones you care about. Lest, as you turn and you see an image of Morgan and Melvin getting consumed by flames and torn to shreds by spirals before it's too late.
As you wish.
Do it for
the
yourself.
safety of my pack.
You all feel that pull again, and you are all feel yourselves get pulled right back to the spots you were in the cairn.
Wow. Ah.
I need a brew. Like right now.
As you see Threadweaver, oh, that was a little more intense than I was expecting.
That's how it goes with us.
Roy is speechless,
And I
He's
just kind
just-
of like,
sitting there, ignoring everyone.
I kind of nudge Cora and I'm just like, oh my god, look, he's quiet.
Good, for once. Did everyone else hear the nursery rhyme? Or
Just
was it
you.
me? Just me. All right, perfect. So yes, when Cora did start talking about the star, that the big red star, just right, perfect.
Sorry, what now? What? What's
And I got the last lyric wrong. It was like a ruby in the sky, bring about the end of time.
Yeah. So we've had a vision. Well, our pack has had a vision with with that star before, as well as an encounter with a spiral who decided to sing a creepifying song with it. I don't remember. Did we kill that spiral or did we let him go?
He got away.
He got away.
Yeah, well, no, you ran away because he was rank 3 and he used a gift that made it so you couldn't touch him.
Oh, right. Perfect. Sweet.
Well, that was certainly a fun trip. I don't fancy doing it anytime soon. And honestly, I'm probably more confused now than I was when I woke up this morning.
All right.
Meanwhile... dum dum.
Diddly-lee.
In the Garu justice system, there are 3. So, they start presenting evidence as Lisa Steele brings up the pill and says that it was true then that Hugo did go buy pills that were tainted, that he didn't, that, he was secretive on occasion in his investigations due to his paranoia, that if they were simply informed, things might have turned out differently. But this weapon is made to use the Garu's senses against them, and that it is to turn Garu against each other. And Leads of Steel goes, and because of this trial, you are proving our enemies correct, that this drug can make us turn against each other, that it will destroy the sanctity of these Karens. You are playing into the very clutches of the great serpent. As he sits down and eyes to the heavens, stands up. As many of you know, our tribe believes that the greatest threat to all of us is illusion, created by the Weaver. And that is neither here nor there, but I want to bring that up because I think it's proof that it is an enemy. Leads of Steel has an illusion in his head that simply because he was tricked, he bears no responsibility. The illusion that our enemies haven't used our own powers against us before. The illusion that he is not to blame for Yugo's death when he was quite clearly the source. The illusion that he had no other options when I have shown there had been others. The illusion that his rage was justified, but it wasn't. It was not righteous rage. It was manipulated rage. The prosecution rests. And so I'm going to do a roll for both of them.
So, just to clarify how this all works, the jury
Vote,
will
and it's
adjourn
a simple
vote.
Yeah, and it's a simple majority.
Okay, and then the judges either, probably give speeches and then give sentence?
Yes, if sentence has to be given.
Well, yeah, right.
So give me just a sec. I'll do these in secret so it's a surprise to you on who won. The jury comes back after about an hour. They sit, and they seem to be waiting on a cue from guards of the law.
Will the jury please tell us your verdict?
The verdict is guilty. It is here that Collects with Interest goes, what was the vote count? 4 for guilty, 1 for innocent. Thank you. The judges will deliberate on the proper punishment. This way, guards low. As they take you to a side room and sit you down. Guilty. Wasn't expecting that.
Oh?
I think he holds a lot more. I thought he held a lot more, I guess you'd say, influence here. That the shock of someone creating a drug that could mess with our own spiritual senses would be more shocking and more, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? They would empathize with more. Oh, go ahead.
That's possible, but I think many of the people here have kin and would have preferred, if it were their kin, they have the opportunity to clear their own name, to speak, and not be killed outright.
I suppose. Well, it's time to think of a punishment. Do you have any general ideas, Garzlow?
Well, I can say that the 2 rights that I personally have, the right of ostracism and the right of the jackdaw, do not feel appropriate.
I see.
But yeah. I would say that I wouldn't want to change the balance of power in this sept, at least permanently. I don't think what he's done warrants him being removed as elder in any permanent sense, for instance.
Then we shall not use the right of ostracism.
That being said, his argument struck me as rather arrogant, that he essentially blamed Hugo for his own death when, even from the facts, I don't think we can say any part of what happened was Hugo's fault. It could have happened to any of the kin or Garu here.
Agreed. I know the Stone of Scorn, right? If you would like to use that one.
Out of character, what is that?
You can ask, you don't know.
Perfect. I'm not familiar with that right.
We imbue a stone with a malicious spirit with the personifications of shame, sorrow, and the like. What we do is we fill the stone with the spirit, and then, throughout the night, starting with myself as the Rite Master, I write a glyph of scorn upon it and tell a story, an embarrassing story or a shameful story of Leeds of Steel. And we pass it around to each Garu in the cairn as we carve our derision and shame into him. And once that's done, we throw the stone at him, and when the night is done, the punishment is done. And in game terms, that means he will lose 8 points of honor and 2 points of wisdom.
Damn.
I mean, that feels pretty appropriate. I'll look to Gazes from afar. And what do you think?
I think that is an appropriate right. I think that or possibly a satire right, but I feel that that might be too harsh.
Would you care to elaborate?
It is it's a more serious version of the Stone of Scorn. It is one where a special song, dance, and or drama is crafted by us and any of the moon dancers and galliards we wish for the sole purpose of ridiculing the offender. It is performed at the moot while the offender sits in full view of the whole sept. Because we keep a very thorough oral history, the satire rite will be remembered and passed down through the ages, so he will always be associated with this satire and this shame, as cubs will snicker and sing the looter verses from the rite, and many of the adults here will usually say something witty from the quotes or some of the embarrassing movements when referring to Leeds of Steel. And in out-of-game terms, if the rite is successful, he loses 1 permanent rank. So he'd go down to 4.
Oh, that is a little extra, I think, for this.
Okay.
Okay, I tend to agree with you. That does seem to be a bit much for the mistake that was made. Perhaps not the end result, but for his part in the decision, at least.
Very well. When
Or
you
in
are
the
ready,
outcome, I should say. But
when you are ready, going to the low.
one more thing, though. We had talked about the punishment and potentially, I think restitution was also mentioned.
The punishment is typically the restitution. But
Okay.
he will have to carry the scar of this choice for some time.
Very well.
At your lead, Judge.
I'll stand up and walk us back into the courtroom.
The courtroom is hushed. No one is saying anything, and all eyes are on you. In fact, the door is open as several other members of the Sept have their heads stuck in, looking on, their curiosity getting the better of them.
As Garu, we must temper our rage with reason. When the situation allows, caution can save lives of our brothers and kin. Caution can also lead us to deeper knowledge regarding the worm's movements and ways. We should consider ourselves lucky that Hugo kept such detailed notes on his movements, or we may have lost the knowledge he discovered completely, and more could have fallen to this drug. If we do not act with caution, we will do the worm's work for it. And I believe it is the elders who should know this best. Leeds as Steel Rhea, your punishment will be the rite of the Stone of Scorn.
You see a bit of a quivering in his lips, but he nods and stands up. And I will accept this punishment.
I will look around to everyone else and see if it looks like anyone else has anything to say.
You see Ironwinter smile and she nods, taking a deep breath.
Out of character, is that deep breath like just of like relief, or does she
Yeah.
want to say something? Okay.
Relief. Sorry,
Okay.
relief.
Then with that, this court is adjourned.
Collects with interest, then goes, "Thank you all for your time. The rite will be performed tonight I will be performing the rite for our judge. And once they all start to leave, he whispers, I can probably teach it to you as well. You did a good job. As a reward, I can teach you this.
I would appreciate that greatly, thank you. And I will shake his hand and also the hand of Gazes from Afar.
As Gazes
That
from
seems
Afar
like the
goes,
judgely thing to do.
Yep. Collects with interest, goes, good job for your first trial.
And thank you for leading me through it.
Gazes from Afar, shakes your hand and goes, it was a pleasure to work with you.
And you as well. I hope we have the opportunity again in the future, should maybe something less terrible happen.
One can only hope. Shen kind of smiles. Anyway, I think I'm going to go to the meditation room. Would you care to join me?
I think I'd like that very much, thank you.
You guys head over there, and he goes, come and see it in the Umbra. It is exquisitely beautiful.
How can I say no with that? Such a sterling recommendation.
So, roll Gnosis, difficulty 4. Nice.
Crushing it.
You both pass in as you see this giant spider with a security camera for a head standing over your companions as they're all kind of like jarred. As you see kind of the hackles on the back of Gazes from Afar rise up and going, what is that thing doing here, Threadweaver? I was helping with a vision quest. The spirit tried to watch. As he looks up, you guys notice something strange. Can I get a perception occult from you guys? If you have occult.
Sure.
I do.
No occult for me.
Oh, but
No occult
for me.
So it's just me.
Don't fuck up.
Well, let's hope I don't. Let's see, what is my perception and occult for? Roll 4d10. What is it? T?
T?
What's the
T6?
diff? T6. F1. 1.
The spirit's not really moving, and the light in the camera is actually kind of out.
Spirit's not moving.
What? What do you mean? And Morgan looks up at the spirit.
The
do you mean
thread
it's-
that's holding the spider up snaps, and it falls face first onto the ground before falling back.
Not supposed to do that, is it?
As
It is not.
Threadweaver goes, no! As you see him channeling some of his essence into the spirit, trying to give it, revive it, as the spirit kind of head swavels, as you hear it chirping and giving kind of zaps in language. Roy, I believe you have spirit speech, so you can hear it.
I do.
I saw the face of the supposed incarnate, and he goes, yes, not now. I saw it too.
Why not now? I thought the purpose of this was to figure out what the visions meant.
Yeah.
I believe.
No. We have some of the visions recorded. I'll be able to pull this out from our friend here. I simply meant that the spirit is in shock and will give incorrect information.
Ah.
All right. 10 eyes, please. The camera nods as its head leans back, revealing a disc tray as it pushes out the disc. Here we have the vision.
Fantastic.
Oh, good. It's on DVD, so we can watch it again and again and again.
We can watch it a total of 10 times. That's how the spirit got his name. Imprinting the spirit world onto these sort of mediums degrades them very quickly.
That brings up more questions.
Like?
Oh, it's regarding a different mission of ours. The Bane spirits laying dormant in pills. How are they being kept more permanent than this?
Well, this is a vision versus the spirit itself. This isn't truly spirit. This is spirit matter. It's not a true spirit. A spirit being placed into a physical item happens all the time. That's how fetishes are made.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a spirit being placed into a physical item. These are the spirit's memories being placed into a physical item. Different. Thoughts are substance here, but they are not spirits.
Interesting.
And it can only be viewed here?
We can watch it in the physical world. We just try not to do that. For obvious reasons.
Yeah, understandably so.
Would you like to rewatch them? Now? Or at least once?
Yes.
I would like to see it, if I can.
Oh boy, you are in for a treat.
At least you don't have to, although I have to admit, feeling the full experience is quite wonderful.
Yeah, I can't get the taste of blue out of my mouth.
Well, besides
Blue?
that.
Yeah.
It was this thing. A
What?
machine thing. Maybe you'll see it. I don't know if it caught the... Anyway.
I'll turn to Shen. Gazes from afar. You were kind enough to invite me here. Would you like to join us for the
The movie.
horrible vision watching?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I've always found the spiritual fascinating, and I would like to see what a fellow stargazer sees in such visions.
Wonderful. Roll the tape.
As you go over into a different room that's got several pieces of equipment, Threadweaver puts in the disc. All right, you ready?
Wait. Before we start, can we get some popcorn?
Oh God.
Maybe a drink? You know, if we're gonna relive this, I at least want to enjoy some aspects of watching a home movie.
We can go back into the physical world and eat.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that. It was worth a shot.
All right.
Okay.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Away we go. As everything happens almost exactly like how you heard, Kyle, but with one difference. The rolling machine thing seems more grandiose than even what the others saw. And when its eyes open, the whole screen goes white and it can't see anything anymore. You only hear what happens after that point. There are no visuals to the rest of the film after the large blue eyes open.
So what was that thing?
Sauron.
Blue eyes. Can't be.
Yeah, wrong color.
We call
Lord of
it
the Rings was a terrible adaptation of this.
We call it the machine. It's supposed to be sleeping.
And what is the machine when it's not sleeping?
Humans have a theory about it. I don't necessarily agree with the humans. They call it the singularity,
Okay.
where all technology, artificial intelligence, etc., focuses into one sort of super intelligence. That
So it's artificial intelligence.
becoming God.
Is it like the supercomputer from that movie? What's it called? The one where they go to space and it's got Martin Freeman in it. There's something about a towel. Anyone? No.
No.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name.
Well, anyway, it's said that the Warders of Man found it, and they helped guide the machine as new spirits were born from it, and that new technology was born from it. That we can guide the machine, and if we guide the machine, we save the Weaver.
If we guide the machine, we save the Weaver.
The Weaver's mindless. Many tribes blame the Weaver for the state of the world, and that's just a bunch of prejudicial horse shit. They use our technology all the time, and quite frankly, they use the Weaver to keep their kin alive in these days, too. No. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, as I've seen and as I've experienced,
Kyle, can I get a perception empathy real quick from you?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
What diff would you like that at?
Standard 6. So if I don't say a diff, just make it 6. Oh, goddamn. Where were those rolls last time?
Didn't need them. But I need to know what someone's thinking or feeling right now.
When you, when Roy said that, you see gazes from afar just have this look of pure disgust on his face.
How close am I to gazes from afar?
You're right next to him.
I'll pat him a bit on the shoulder, as subtly as possible, but...
Okay. But we think that if you can guide humanity to humanitarian causes and things like that, they can balance the Weaver and thus balance and save Gaia from the worm. Gazes from afar, gets a little hackled up again. Kyle, you feel it under your fingers.
So do we want this machine awake or not?
I'm inclined to think that it should be awake. When gazes from afar goes, no, I think it should remain asleep. The fact that the spirit even exists shows the powers of the Weaver, the true enemy. As you hear Threadweaver just give a sigh, oh, here we go. The Weaver is the one who trapped the worm. The Weaver is what caused his madness. The Weaver is the one who keeps on threading through all of reality, calcifying things, crushing nature. The Weaver, while the worm is an enemy, the worm is not the source, is the Weaver. And if that thing wakes up, the Weaver will become even stronger, and Gaia will be that much closer to death, and all living things in this universe can't have a chance to reach the Gaia Dhamma.
So we don't want the machine awake.
No, not at all. Threadweaver goes, that's his prejudice. I think it should be awake.
Do you know what? This seems like an argument that I don't want to get involved in.
This is an argument that you have no choice in.
Oh, I do. I could just leave. I'm not exactly forced to stay here. None of us are.
Well, I mean, is the machine even here?
I don't think
Where
so.
does it sleep?
I don't recognize the place it was sleeping. I usually see it in the deep umbra, is what our scholars suspect.
What I'm trying to figure out here is the thing that's coming that, my grandmama kept going on about, the machine, or is it something else? Because honestly, I'm getting conflicting reports here.
Sorry, Threadweaver just kind of takes a sigh. Visions are the first step in these sort of things.
Yes.
Really just hoping for a nice straight answer, but I guess that's not happening, is it?
When you deal with the spirits, nothing is straight.
For this exact reason, I don't play with spirits.
But without them...
Anyway, my best bet would be you might have to go into the Umbra and start poking around if you want anything else. There's said to be caches of ancient Garu lore hidden deep.
I mean, I don't want to, but I feel like if I don't do something, then I'm just gonna continuously be plagued. That is what I'm sensing. I don't need no magic whiffy powder for that.
Anyway, Stargazer, I'll see you fucking later. I don't need to hear this religious dispute bullshit.
Eek. All right.
I'm just gonna shake my head. He doesn't understand.
No, neither do most of us.
Taking a deep breath, gazes from afar, goes, no, he does not.
Well, I think it's worth noting that if we didn't have a say in whether or not the machine woke up, if that is what is coming, the vision seemed fairly clear in that if, again, the vision was referring to it, that he could be saved in some way.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that could be, though, but maybe this machine, maybe something else.
I was actually gonna bring that up. Maybe it's something else masquerading as the machine. Hence why the intentions of are different than what at least I believe the machine has.
It could be different. I don't know.
It's here that Gazes from Afar goes, you also received a bit of vision from Chimera.
What significance does that have?
Chimera approaches all of us to give us a glimpse on how to refine our minds and possibly lead them to a camp. Chimera is the reason that I am part of the Zephyr.
Never considered joining a camp.
They are a stargazer camp, but each one of us seeks enlightenment through a different road. It seems Chimera wished you to increase your earth mind, brother.
That they did. Is Chimera he or she?
Chimera is a she, I believe.
Okay. Then I would have said that she did. Okay.
Yeah, she's also known as She of Many Faces.
Gotcha. Okay. Become more earth-minded.
Yes, I try and refine my earth mind, but I tend to focus a bit too much on the wind mind.
There's much for me to learn.
Yes, well, some say I should have been born in our ruins sometimes, but...
I'm going to turn to the group and just ask them, is there anything pressing that we need to take care of?
I need to take Shinigami home.
And out of character, have we visited Bear yet?
Not
I need
yet.
to visit there.
Then yeah, we definitely need to go see Bear.
Okay.
So, yeah, a couple pressing things.
But for them, you guys can re-meet here to do things as needed.
Yeah.
So we'll go around and see who wants to do what. So
I only brought it up because I actually wanted to talk to what was his name again? I'm really bad
Gazes
with
from
names.
Afar.
No, the Stargazer.
Yeah, Gazes from Afar.
Yeah, I wanted to talk with Gazes from Afar more.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go around and have everyone tell me what they want to do. Gazes from Afar will be talking with Roy. Morgan, what would you like to do?
Well, firstly, go and get a cup of tea. So there's that. And secondly, while she does not portray it externally, on the inside, she's kind of like, shit. Why are my ancestors telling me that I think I'm a disappointment to myself? And like, she's kind of like, maybe I should do something about that. And also thinking about trying to dig a little deeper into what it is her grandma was trying to, make her understand. So she's gonna try and do a bit more research on her own.
Okay, that works. Who's your guys' totem? I can't remember.
I don't think we actually picked one.
Oh.
We did not pick one. We forgot.
Woo!
Where that kind of happened.
Yeah. All right. We'll just inform Egg which one you're going with. Owl, then.
Morgan.
Yeah.
All right. So you have Owl. So just mark under your totem that you have Owl. And you guys can share 3 dice to apply to any gifts involving air travel, movement, or darkness. Also, on occasion, silent striders just may appear to help you when you're in danger.
Cool.
But packs that follow Rat and Ratkin are not very happy to meet you. Since you have to tie up rats and put them out in the... So, cool. So you could commune with Owl as a way to maybe help.
Okay.
So, and then you two are going to go see Bear, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Roy since he's here. The rest of you are leave the meditation room as Gazes from Afar. I'm sorry. Mindscape, correct?
Correct.
Did you wish to speak more?
I actually did. As I don't know if you're aware, but I'm only a Fostern, and I'm a Stargazer, so I have a lot to learn. And
I'm a Fostern as well. I simply had the advantage of being able to be trained in the homeland.
Well, that's still more knowledge than what I have. So I was hoping that maybe either you could talk with me, or perhaps you could point me in the right direction as to who to speak to, just to get some more education or just communicate with.
Sure, we can speak a bit. Let us go to the meditation. Let's go to the meditation circle. I feel that that is the best place to begin learning. I am by no means a Galliard, but I can do my best to share with you.
Very well. Experiences are always best shared from the person's own mouth.
What is it you wish to know?
Start from the beginning, I guess. I'm still very new, even though I'm Fostern. That's more from what I've done and not so much as to what I've learned.
I see. Well, you've heard of the Dawn Times, I'm sure, when all tribes were one.
It does come back to memory a little bit.
It is a timeless period in our history, where the beginning and end seemed to be the same. But, of course, it ended. But it's still there. It is and has always been, though the Weaver has disconnected us from it. And it was in these dawn times that we came together and we began to learn. Clytal was the first of our tribe, so to speak. He traveled the earth and formed alliances, wandering with other shapeshifters. And he traveled west, seeing that the Garu fought humans and fought themselves, and that they blamed humanity for breeding out of control and slaughtered them in the Great Impergium, but bred with them as well, as was instinct, or sometimes called the fire mind, by Gaia. With a never-ending need to grow, they created an endless cycle of violence. Hytal became a teacher, and eventually formed a great shrine to teach. Many came to him, many Garu, and in many ways these became the first stargazers. The worm, fearing that Clytal and his followers could leave this earthly realm and enter the true Gaia realm, he sent forces against them. And when they came, Clytal pointed to his heart, and in a grand gesture, they halted their assassination of him, and many ran away in anger at themselves and at Clytal, while others came and learned under him. Fomori Banes began to become students of Clytal until they reincarnated in forms that would get them closer to the true Gaia realm. Some are said to even be Garu now. Then the worm sent a second weapon, and these two monks would question everything, and they chose the most disturbing questions to ask to try and unhinge and unseat their mentors. When they went to Clytal, he gave them peace and pointed to his... They asked him, "How do you know that your truth is not a lie?" And Clytal simply smiled at them and placed his hand upon his belly. And they were defeated. And the monks slunk from the shrine and hid their faces in shame, fearing to return to their dread master. But Clytal was defeated in a way. The worm sent an old man, seeking food and covered in sores and requiring of healing. Clytal helped him, but the beggar asked him, "How can you spend your time with me alone, when others suffer the world over? What use is my healing when I will gamble and whore my health away again? Others who cannot reach the shrine are more needy." And Clytal simply said, "Yes, my enemy, you are right. I had hoped to prepare a while longer, but my patience is vanity, and I will heed the wisdom and send my monks into the world." And the first shrine of the Stargazers fell into decay, though the information was shared across the world. The Stargazers continued to refine, and they learned the ways of Kailan, which is what I do. This is the way of the wind in Kalido. It took many times and many reincarnations of Clytal who would eventually remember himself before we found out the true enemy, the Weaver. The Weaver is the mistress of illusions. She is the one who crafted the gauntlet to split spirit from physical, and what ended the true Gaia realm for all, and has forced us to seek and refine our 5 minds to reach the Gaia Dhamma. We work with our brothers and sisters, for the worm is truly a threat, and through the worm's pain and destruction, he could very well destroy Gaia. But the worm being an enemy is but a symptom of the greater danger. Does that answer your question, my friend?
It brings more questions than answers, but it answers that one.
Many questions bring more questions. That is the beautiful paradox. Grasp onto the paradoxes, for those are the holes in the Weaver's illusions that can get you to the true Gaia realm.
Out of character, he gazes from far, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that was for awakening the Weaver.
No, he was
Correct.
against it. Threadweaver was for awakening it. He's
Threadweaver.
dead set against it.
Okay.
Did you accidentally talk to the wrong person?
I think I did, but it's still enlightening.
Yeah, Threadweaver's a glasswalker.
Okay. I guess I have a different view on things just from experience alone and walking this earth.
Tell me of your
I do not-
experiences.
I do not see the Weaver as an enemy currently.
Why do you not see the Weaver as an enemy?
I mean, the Weaver could also be an ally, making us question things as we continue to go further in life, and that's why we might view her as the enemy.
When has the Weaver brought questions to you?
It's more the Weaver's brought correct answers to the questions that I posed. She has helped with.
Correct. She's helped with what?
She's helped with this current situation that we have with the Banes at the medical facilities.
So the Weaver had given you information, directing all of your anger and all of your efforts towards stopping the worm, another creature caught in her illusions, rather than questioning why she was there and why her facility, filled with strands, contains such taint and does not simply turn against it.
I guess I just see the Weaver as an information gatherer. She wants to know all and see all.
But because she wants to know and see all, what she does is she removes possibility. She calcifies things into their true form, into a single form.
I was going to say that I guess the true form is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, she calcifies them into one form.
One form.
Instead of the tree, whose roots go into the underworld and bring information and enlightenment, now it is simply a tree whose roots go through the soil, absorb water so that the single tree can survive, rather than bringing up information. Why can man not fly?
Well, if we look at it logically speaking, man himself cannot fly due to no ability for flight. But if they
why does man not have that ability to fly?
Scientifically speaking?
See, there's where you find your first illusion.
But if we take into consideration of the spirits, which is what we understand it, we still cannot fly without the help of the said spirits.
We cannot, depends on the realm. In the ethereal realm, Garu can fly.
Correct. I can fly in the ethereal realm. I can fly in the Umbra. But again, I cannot fly in the physical realm. And
Yes.
is the physical not as just as real as the Umbra?
The physical realm is the dominion of the Weaver, who has calcified the rules. I have heard legend that humans once were able to ride on brooms. shifting the reality. And because humans believed it to be so, these special humans, these mages, were allowed to fly, unfettered by anything. But now, if a mage were to try that now, the calcification of the Weaver would shatter their brooms and send them tumbling to the earth.
But one can say the same to us. If we believe it to be true, why is it not true then?
Because the Weaver has used her powers and her threads to force consensus. The Weaver is great in the spiritual hierarchy, and she has overstepped her station. The Wild is weak. It has been weakened by her, taking up more and more space and capturing the worm so that the worm could not destroy old threads and filled with new wild and energies and possibilities. For the Weaver wishes to calcify this reality into one simple, singular truth, rather than the million possibilities, a million truths. That is what the Gaia Dhamma is. The Gaia Dhamma is a million paths to one truth, and the Weaver's way is a single path to a single illusion.
I don't know if I completely understand the one path to one illusion when it could just be the one path to the Weaver's one truth.
She is imposing her truth on all of us then. Why is your truth less valid? Why is your truth less valid than the Weaver's?
It shouldn't be, and I don't feel like hers is any less valuable than mine. But
she
in our
imposes
own,
it upon all of reality, all of the Telendrum.
But given that same thought process, does the higher ranks also not impose their reality and opinions on us fosterns or auspice?
An elder is there to lead. We allow our ranks to do as they do because they have earned it, and they do not force all. My mentor was of a different camp. A true stargazer learns that they must let their students follow their path. Chimera teaches that there are many paths to enlightenment, and the stargazers have taken it themselves. And many Garu do take much undue stock in rank. But that is their own illusion. I see rank as a form of respect, not a badge of authority. And many stargazers feel the same.
There's so much to learn.
That there is.
Have you ever considered communing or speaking with Weaver spirits, pattern spiders?
I have on occasion. It is best to know thy enemy.
And what have you glimpsed from them?
I've glimpsed the desire for their own form of order. That when Weaver spirits are in high number, the gauntlet is thick, and other spirits, not of the Weaver's brood, suffocate. Kindness and civility are not compassion, not water mind. A Weaver spirit can act kind, but that does not make it compassionate.
The Weaver spirits I've spoken to show no emotion.
That is its own fault, I think. Emotion is important.
Yes, and emotions are important, but at the same time, us Garu have too much emotion at many points. Hence why we have the trial that just happened, or many of the moots that Garu try and gain rank in. There are lots of questions and always secondary viewpoints from every single side. And that's why I have a hard time looking at things with such terrible disdain and distaste. I can't look at one thing and say this is the 100% truth unless I am told by Gaia herself or someone much more stronger and more wiser. And even then, I will question it. And I think that is the true nature of stargazers.
Yes, we do question many things. As us discovering the Weaver was the enemy was us questioning Garu in their totality. Many Garu fight the worm. They view the worm as the true enemy. Do you give the worm the same sort of exceptions?
One can say that I have, just recently too.
I would suggest that you do not spread that too far. Many Garwood may take offense to that, but it is interesting that you learn
Many
from them.
Garu, yeah, many Garu would take great. Can't think of the word. Many Garu would think poorly of me for communicating with Weaver spirits. Many Garu would think poorly of me for what I do and who I am, just because they take one look at me. That does not stop me from pursuing my own path towards enlightenment.
Well, perhaps you may wish to seek a different camp, but for my camp, it is we travel to learn how to free the minds from the Weaver's illusions. And make no mistake, the Weaver has many illusions.
How do we know that you talking to me is not the Weaver
It is.
pushing their own illusion onto me?
This form, this flesh and blood that you see is illusion. Illusion created by the Weaver.
But what about your words?
Perhaps my words are illusion. But perhaps there is truth too. You have to consider both. I am not telling you that my words are law. I am telling you what I believe. You may find a different road to enlightenment.
There is much to think on.
Yes. As I said, you may wish to refine the 5 minds: meditation, or earth mind; compassion, or water mind; kalindo, or wind mind; instinct, or fire mind; and enigmas, or moon mind. I feel that, young stargazer, you have reincarnated to our tribe recently with so many questions, which is good. It means that you sought answers in a past life, even though you were not stargazer. Many can, and many do.
This is something I will also have to think on.
Now,
Who am I? Who am I really?
that is a question you must ask yourself. Let us meditate for a bit.
And I'll sit down and start meditating with him.
Okay? We'll go to Morgan, who is having a bit of a crisis.
I feel like that word does not actually represent what is actually happening in Morgan's mind. It's close, but it's not quite there. Yeah, so Morgan is indeed having a bit of a existential crisis. She's finally got a cup of tea. She's kind of like pottering around the kitchen with this like mug of tea, just like mumbling to herself like, stupid spirits, goddamn ancestors telling me that She's not really quite paying attention to where she's going. She's just kind of angrily storming around.
As you bump into someone, as they kind of tip over going, ah!
Did I spill my tea?
No, your tea splashed a little on your hand, but your tea's mostly fine.
Oh, thank Christ, the tea is safe. And then I look at who I bumped into.
You bumped
Sorry.
into Mandy Eyes of the Mountain. She is the Master of Right. She's also part of a pack with Ironwinter.
Sorry, my fault.
She's kind of dusting herself off. It's fine. Your mind seems elsewhere. You're contemplating something, obviously.
I wouldn't say contemplating more. I'm just annoyed. I probably should contemplate, but right now I'm more annoyed.
Oh, you know what helps with being annoyed?
Well, for me, normally a good cup of tea and some singing, followed by some light fighting. But your suggestion?
I was gonna say there's a great sushi joint right down the road. They have the best green tea in the city.
Yeah, I could. I mean, it's tea. It's not breakfast tea. But it's tea nonetheless. And to be honest, do they do? General curiosity, is it just raw fish, or do they do some of the hot foods too?
They have some of the hot foods too.
Oh, sweet. Well, that sounds like somewhere I should probably go. I am actually quite hungry.
Want to join?
Yeah, sure. That sounds like a good plan.
Nice. I don't think we've properly been introduced. Mandy.
Morgan, nice to meet you, Mandy.
Nice to meet you as well. Yeah, I have some kin who work at that restaurant too, so I can get us a discount.
I already like you. I'm glad I bumped into you.
I'm sure once I shift forms and the bruises heal, I'll feel the same.
The bruises?
Oh, the tea hit like right on my sternum.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
It's fine. We stargazers believe in contemplation and thinking about things, so we just usually do it sitting down.
Yeah, I generally don't do a lot of thinking. It's mostly just singing.
A galliard, then.
You got it.
Through and through. I've heard you Fianna galliards are quite good, too.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty good. I'm good enough that I've been traveling around the world, so...
Okay. Well, it seems, someone convinced Eyes to the Heavens and Leads of Steel that we're going to change our mood schedule in a week, so you might be able to get some singing time in.
That would be awesome. It has been a while since I've put on a good show, apart from in some form of solidarity for the loss of a pack member recently.
Let's go. As you guys walk down the street and you get to the place, it's a nice little booth. Pretty private as they bring out the tea and the menus.
Actively looking for katsu curry.
It's there.
Oh, yes. Literally just look at it and go, good, they have what I want. I just sort of fling the menu down on the table. It has been so long since I've had a good katsu curry.
Oh, good.
And also, the tea's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I really enjoy the tea here as she takes a sip. So, Morgan, what's got you, what had you pacing around the office?
Jeez. So, turns out some spirits decided to invade my dreams last night. I think they're trying to tell me something. In all honesty, I haven't got a fucking clue.
Oh. As the waitress comes over, she nods and she goes, I got it. Really?
Yeah, well, I had the dream, and then I decided to share that with my pack and the other pack. We went on a nice little dream adventure, and now we've got it on home movie, so you know.
Okay, well, I'm a third, so maybe I can offer some I guess what would be professional insight.
Well, that'd be useful. Maybe you can figure out what the hell's going on, because I'm pretty sure the other third wasn't as clued up as I was hoping he was going to be. The long and short of it is something is coming. There is I think they called it the machine? Potentially waking up? Yeah, thing to do with the Weaver. What else was there? There was a very, very large Krynos shadowy form thing, which, decided to give me a lovely mark on my arm. Thanks for that. Let's say Black Spiral dancers, lots of it's coming, weird eye, what else? Oh, yeah, apparently I think that I'm a disappointment, and my ancestors don't think I'm a disappointment.
That's, pretty heavy.
Yeah, I know. I find it really, really offensive that they think that I think I'm a disappointment.
I can't speak for them, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd give you straighter answers. But I do know that in most dreams, when something is of shadow, it means it is a thing to come. It may be, depending on how solid the shadow is, determines how soon it will come.
Well, there was mention of noon, if I remember correctly. I was kind of thrown around a bit, and I guess for how solid it is, well, I mean, it left a mark on me.
I see. Well, the vision might have simply left the mark, or it's destiny leaving a mark, not necessarily the spirit itself, or the vision itself, I should say.
I really hope it's not destiny.
Uh, Destiny calls for many, Garu, especially in
Well-
these end times.
I would appreciate it if Destiny could call back at a later date, and maybe pick someone else.
This eye thing. Could you speak more of it? It sounds familiar.
Um, well, the person that was telling me about this was dear old grandmama. She had no eyes. Her eyes were taken. She said that she couldn't see, or we couldn't see, and it was coming, and it looked real weird. Like, kind of like, almost, funny enough, it was previously mentioned, kind of looked like the Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings, except it wasn't the Eye of Sauron, because that would be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. No, that sounds familiar. I remember speaking about 5 years ago with a silent strider who came through the cairn. Can't remember her name for the life of me, but she did mention something called the Prophecy of Speaks in Silence. I don't remember much, but I do remember it mentioning an eye of some kind.
Huh. Okay.
I would maybe start. I know that the Sept of the Sacred Stone down in Colorado Springs has a silent strider who appears on the regular. We could send a spirit out and ask them to send him our way if you're staying around for a while.
I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to stay around, because as much as I don't want to, I'm gonna continue getting plagued with spirits if I don't, I don't know, do something about it, I guess. So it might be worth sending a message across.
Okay, I'll take care of that when we get back to the office.
That is very helpful, because I would not have had a clue.
Yeah. As for you thinking you're a disappointment, I don't know. I don't want to sound presumptuous. Maybe you're overcompensating for something?
No, I don't think so.
Your defensiveness has filled me with nothing but confidence that you are speaking the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I'm detecting a hint of sarcasm.
Stargazers don't use sarcasm. It's against our religion.
Uh-huh, I see, yeah. I don't know. I enjoy my life. That's all that matters, right?
Doesn't it? Does it? I don't know. I always liked thinking it was an enjoyment of my life and reaching for a higher purpose. Something that helps people.
I mean, I bring music to adoring fans? I mean,
That's a way of doing it. I mean,
I'm not entirely sure how much of a higher purpose I can achieve here.
you're Garu. I think the higher purpose is in your blood, so to speak.
I'm having a real hard time coming out then in that case.
Just spitballing is all. Hopefully I'm more helpful than that Glasswalker third. I'm not a big fan of cockroaches.
Well, I think I've got more sense out of you than I did them, so yeah, I'd say so.
Well, good. Oh, food. I'm gonna be real quiet and I'm gonna eat.
I hear you on that.
Meanwhile, in the Umbra, in the lands of Bear,
Yes.
you arrive. The plants seem withered. The stream that was once vibrant and fresh is but a trickle.
Once again.
And the cave seems darker than before.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
You approach, and the great bear spirit steps out. His fur is a little disheveled. His face is wet. Tears that have stained his muzzle with a bit of trickling of blood. Cora, Kyle.
It seems like we're always coming to you with bad news.
I felt it.
Yeah. She was very brave.
I know she was. She was a cub I loved. And she is the cub that, no matter who else joins this pack, her loss will be felt.
So much.
As the bear moves over to both of you, as its big paw comes in and wraps around both of you. And he says, I'm so terrified for the both of you, but you will never know how proud I am for all you do for Gaia.
We tend to screw it up a lot.
You fought and did many great things. You've saved countless people. You have fought the worst that can slither on this earth, and you have done your best to heal as many as you can. Don't carry the burden of your failures, or perceived failures, on your back. You already carry far too much, and I simply wish I could have carried more of it for you.
So long as we have you, we can keep going.
And I'm glad I have both of you. I love you both.
I love you too.
And we will find out how everyone gets through next time. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Oh my goodness.
We will catch you in our 30th episode
Really?
next week. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, time
Or-
flies.
Sorry, not 30th, 40th.
40th.
To say, like, wait, what?
I thought we had 38.
Yeah, we're on 40th. Sorry, 40th episode. So, thank you.
Okay. Bye.
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 Bye.